Well, I hope all of you out there have loved that music over the years as much as we have. And it's such a gift to be able to thank in person the man who wrote it, Gary Malkin.
Oh, Gary. We've never been played on before. This is great. This is great.
It's so great to be here again. Thank you. I've loved being a part of this show since the very beginning. And you guys are such visionaries. It's been such a pleasure to be on this ride with you.
Oh.
Well, now you're starting a new ride with Bruce Cryer, who's joined us here. And we want to know about that.
As you know, my product, Graceful Passages, talked about loss and grief and death, and we often deny how to process that. But the greatest denial that people have really, that don't acknowledge, is that we're more afraid of living fully than we are of dying. And that's what I've evolved into, is a recognition that sometimes happiness is the thing we deny the most. And we started to realize if you get into the sweet spot of what you love, what you're passionate about, what your purpose is, suddenly everything else starts to fall into place.
Teaming up with Gary, using music as a vehicle to help people get in touch with what makes their heart sing, has been a wonderful joy.
And I just need you to know about this guy. He might be a really, very reputable, very experienced, Stanford, NIH, all these programs that have really experienced him as a trainer for heart math. But when he left college out of Oberlin, his first gig was being a star in the Fantastics on Broadway. And the guy went right to Broadway from college and did 750 performances or whatever. And that's how good he was as a performer. And then he moved into this whole biotech field.
And Bruce, we, in our very first season
have history.
Yes, in our very first season of Healing Quest, we did a story on heart math, where you used to be the CEO, and it's amazing work that they're doing.
Extraordinary.
Yes, so to see the two of you together now, it's incredible, because I know how gifted you both are.
I went through a very challenging couple of years, health issues, along with the passing of my mother and cancer and having both hips replaced and staph infections in my blood and shingles and a lot of tough stuff. And through it all, partly because of the work I had done with heart math over the years, I had a certain level of resilience, but to create a new life for myself that I wanted to have, so not just to recover, but heal and thrive again, I realized I had to tap into another source of inspiration. I started to realize many of us, as we get involved as parents, as workers for years and years and years in a job, you lose sight of the things that make your heart sing. And those very things are so vital when you go through a rough patch.
We're speaking to corporations, healthcare communities, faith communities, just in general. We think the message, what makes your heart sing, is a really powerful message. It's like, do you have the courage each day to step into what really floats my boat? What am I really passionate about? And you'd think that it's a fluffy kind of question, but it's not for sissies. It's very serious, because when you step into that and you really, it's vibration and resonance.
So now how can people at home, how come our viewers who may not be lucky enough to see you guys in a fabulous keynote presentation, what can they do to help discover what makes their heart sing and how to move toward it?
Well, first of all, we have a number of catalysts. So the first thing that we came up with was very much related to this guided meditation CD we created them, which was the power of willingness. And when you think of it, we're stuck in a lot of neuronal pathways of familiar ways of operating. But when you actually step into willingness, you're fluid, you're flexible, and you're open to new information. So the first step on any transformational journey is the power of willingness, and we have a guided meditation that happens to actually take you into understanding more about how to go there. The second one?
Well, one of the things that happens, whether you're dealing with a series of health crises like I had, or just how are you going to pay the rent this month, or how are you going to get your kids into college, all those everyday issues, is a heaviness that happens, right?
Yeah.
And you lose the hope, you lose the inspiration, you start to feel old, no matter what age you are. And often you lose the childlike spirit that can have that get up and go and say, hey, this is just an adventure, this is a game. A kid would kind of jump back up and kind of get with it. And we realized the power of playfulness is a really important key in the quest for more inspiration in everyday life.
It's really funny. You don't think that we deny ourselves that, but we do. And the third one, which is just, in a sense, the one that wraps it all up, is what inspires you? What gives you goosebumps? What makes you, really stand up taller and think, wow, that really excites me. And when you go there and you really use that as your barometer of where you are, I guarantee you so many other things happen. Wellness, emotionally, spiritually, physiologically. We're building a book about it. We actually have our website that you'll share your viewers about. And also, there's also this sense that there's more people that want to engage in this story. So we're hoping to create a whole community of people that like, how do we do that? And that's where we're hoping to really start.
Well, I think you definitely will, because you have a great community already. So, can we get you to sing a little song for us?
Twist my arm.
Oh, okay.
Has anyone ever asked me?
Now this, is this one of your originals?
Yeah. Well, the beloved Angeles Arian, who I adore.
Oh my God, and me too. You know, I studied with Angeles for years.
I know. So she was the cultural anthropologist. She is.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, she died within the last year, and we were at a conference together, and she let us know about the importance of gratitude as one of the soul retrieving tools. And so in that moment, a few minutes later, I just came up with this phrase, set it to music, and then 1,000 people ended up singing it together. So we always use this song as a way to affirm what many people say is if the only prayer you ever said in your life was thank you, then it would be enough.
And let's dedicate this to our beloved Angie.
To our beloved Angie. I am grateful for the skies up above.
I am grateful for the miracle of love.
And if things fall apart and I barely survive, I am grateful just to be alive. I am grateful, hallelujah, for the skies up above. I am grateful for the miracle of love. And if things fall apart and I barely survive, I am grateful, sing it with me, just to be alive. I am grateful just to be alive. I am grateful just to be alive.